Some things are never the same after you study medicine. I'll tell you what, tune in. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Slayman. And when you're a medical student, your life changes forever. And I'm not just talking about sleep or your flirting game, which, trust me, it goes downhill very quickly. In life, like real life at the gym or wherever you are, and also on Tinder. Literally, everything on my bucket list is a hazard. So last year, I went skiing for the first time ever. And for you skiing snobs, I was not born on skis or a snowboard like the Canadians or as a sea dolphin. I was probably just born a couch potato, you know? I mean, there are videos of me holding a telephone and chatting. Who do I think I am? So we decided to go skiing. And literally before we even went, my friends were like, here we go. We're taking the clumsiest girl on the planet. Hopefully we won't have to call the Amber afterwards. So there I am at the ski slope. My friends decided to let me set my wings and try skiing all on my own, which is great, except when you find out that all of your friends can actually ski, even the ones that say that they can't. And one of your friends is a snowboarder and looks so damn cool doing it. So the only person that looks like an absolute loser is me. So, me being very smart and logical, I decided to go after a child that knows how to ski. That sounds very scary. That isn't my intention. Having said that, my working with children's check, it's like this card in Australia. If you're working with kids, you need to get this card done. And I kid you not, I look like a pedophile, and I don't know a single person who doesn't look scary on that. I am not, though. I decided to go and talk to this 6-year-old kid who was with his mum. And I asked his mum for permission first, and then I spoke to this kid, and I was like, hey, you're so good at skiing. And I love this about kids, by the way. They're just not afraid, you know? Like, as you grow older, when you're trying to learn new things, you're just always scared. Like, I'm scared of falling and hurting myself because I know how that feels, you know? And my brain's like, oh, like, what an idiot. So I decided to go to this kid, and I go like, oh, you know, you're an amazing skier. Do you want to teach me? And he looks at me so funny, and he's like, how do you not know how to ski? Yes, I'm old as, I'm not even a teenager anymore, and I don't know how to ski. Thank you so much. We're on the slopes. And he goes like, pizza, French fry, pizza, French fry, pizza, French fry. Yes, that's a chant, easy to remember. It reminds me of the proposal when she's going around the fire, except the song is completely different. But like, no one's gonna forget that, right? Pizza, French fry. Except it's literally easier said than done. I go down the slope with the instructions of this kid, and he's like, okay, French fry if you want to go faster, pizza if you want to slow down. I was pizza-ing the whole way. It did not work. So clearly some strategy of mine was wrong, my legs were wrong, the skis were wrong, I don't even know. But I kept at it because I don't say no, I don't give up. So I kept trying, and I was determined by the end of the day, I will be able to go down the bunny slope at least once without stacking it. So I think this was like 5th or 10th round, something like that. And we're on the ski lift, and this kid falls over. Now, me being a responsible adult, I was like, oh my God, this child fell over. I need to get off. So a split second later, there I am off this chair, and I see this kid. He literally gets up, skis down, no dramas. So can someone please explain this logic to me? Why did I decide that moment was the right moment to be responsible? I'm not an adult, you know? I mean, yeah, I'm like as tall as I'll ever be. I'm still vertically challenged, but I don't know how to ski. Why did I think I could save this kid's life? I took a deep breath and I was like, this is my debut. Finally, when Hafsa will learn how to ski. She will look amazing. There are 30 people in front of me waiting for the next ski lift. I felt like Godzilla. I was going down at full speed. I tried to pizza. The pizza thing doesn't work. And in that split second, I'm surprised that my brain works this fast, to be completely honest with you. I look straight ahead and there are 30 people. They're screaming. Godzilla's coming towards them. Godzilla is me. And then I look to my left and there are trees, and I decided to come up with the smartest idea ever. So because I can't slow down, if I swerve to a tree and hug it, I will stay upright and everyone will be saved. That's such a Marvel moment. You know, I watch too many superhero movies. That's why I was like, no, I must save people's lives. And also partially because I'm a medical student, I was like, I mean, yes, it would be a cool experience jumping in the ambo, saving people's lives, but I'm a medical student. I should be more responsible than that. So I swerved towards the trees. I was so brave. Good on me. Patting myself on the back right now. Except all the events did not happen as planned. This is what actually happened. I crashed into a tree, and it was literally like something out of Tom and Jerry or Oggy and the Cockroaches. It's literally face into tree and then down. I perform a split. My friend comes and he's like, haha, you take tree hugging to the next level. That tree was the tree that had the sign that said ski lift here. So I managed to scrape my leg against the nail. That split was a beautiful split, except my legs cannot handle it. I'm not that flexible. It hurt. He was laughing and obviously he videoed me. Obviously it was everywhere. Obviously everyone was videoing me because that is something that makes you money on YouTube, you know, or TikTok, you know, or Reels right now. We're not picky anymore. That was a Nicholas Spark walk to remember for all of these people. I was famous that day. Just for a brief, I don't know, the rest of the time that I was there. I'm actually surprised. I mean, it's probably because no one knew my name at that stage. So they're probably like, oh, like weird chick slammed into tree. Some shit like that. He gets me out of my skis. I go back up because I don't give up and I refuse to cower in shame. And literally everyone's laughing. That's the chick that hit the trees. Yes, I know. Thanks for making me the talk of the mountain. Now, I am so fortunate that I did that before learning about the musculoskeletal system, because literally skiing is associated with so many injuries. It's associated with injuries of the knee, of the ligaments around there. Mine is already stuffed. That's a story for another time. If I had known, I don't know if I would have been ballsy enough to go there again. I mean, it probably will be because I'm just stupid that way, but you get the deal. You can also get shoulder dislocations, you can get wrist fractures, like the list is endless. I've got an extensive bucket list for when I become rich. If. And I kind of wish I was rich prior to becoming a doctor because I'm kind of afraid, but I refuse to cross these things off of my bucket list. Check this out. Bungee jumping. You can get neck injuries. It can be mild to severe. It can snap your spinal cord because of the impact. It can impair your blood flow. You can get eye injuries. Apparently someone had a few seconds of blindness because of the blood flow to the head, which burst. And apparently that healed a week later. Sounds a little dodgy, but apparently that happens. And then some extra excited and crazy individuals decide to do this thing called head dipping. It's where a bungee jumper would chuck their head into the water. So you submerge your head into the water, and if your weight, your length, whatever, all of those physicky things, if it's miscalculated, you are screwed. It's essentially like hitting concrete. So one guy he thought he was fine because of the adrenaline rush. And basically the next day he had bruises everywhere. He had bleeding. He fractured his skull. Can you imagine that your life on a bungee jumping rope is literally based on calculations by someone like Sheldon Cooper? I can't imagine that. That terrifies me to no end. If you're a girl, your vagina would literally be sticking out. You can get a urine or a vaginal prolapse. That is scary. Skydiving, always and will forever be on my list. You can end up with a coma. So one guy had a 6-week coma. You can get fractures. Apparently a girl, she miscalculated her landing and she ended up flying towards trees and she ended up breaking a bunch of things, and they thought it was a miracle that she survived. Most of these injuries are because of improper packing of a parachute, and I have no idea what that is. I've never skydived. And I feel like the worst stories are associated with death. I actually found a website that kind of listed out people who died because of skydiving. And this story was quite interesting. So apparently in Australia, a guy decided to take a kid with him. I don't remember why. He was in the military. It's Tony Rakov, and he was with a 14-year-old boy, Elijah Aarons. And there was a gust of wind that deflated their parachute. So Tony was a trained skydiver with the military. He's done jumps so many times. So basically what he did was, as they were hitting the ground, he timed it just right so that he was at the bottom. He curled his body and elevated the kid a little bit to soften the impact on the kid. He died upon impact with the ground, and the kid survived. That's so tragic, isn't it? He won an award in Australia as well for being so heroic. One girl ended up with a liver rupture. Apparently, it's equivalent to having a car crash. With rock climbing, that's not even an extreme sport, in my opinion. You can end up with shoulder injuries. If you're mountain biking, apparently the handles can separate and you can fall forward, injuring yourself. That literally sounds like something out of Final Destination. Check that movie out, by the way. Super freaky, but check it out. Apparently surfing, you can end up with like backaches and fractures from wipeouts. With skateboarding, you can get concussions. And this is me just naming like a few things, like literally the first thing that jumps out of the list. I hope I didn't scare yous because, by the way, I'm still going to go bungee jumping and skydiving. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I just listed them out. But I jump, get vision loss, accidentally hang myself, and get paralyzed. I'm clumsy, so maybe the chances aren't as low as I'd like to think. Then I'll have PTSD and smash my brain into the water and die, and my tombstone will say she tried choosing the thug life, but it did choose her. Or YOLO. And then a doctor will name my condition after his name, which will be a really hard name to pronounce, and medical students will be angry for the rest of their lives. But I'm still doing it because I'm going to hope for the best, and also because I refuse to remove those things off of my bucket list, and I might chicken out later. I'll let yous know how it goes. And as for the rest of you, let me know. Have you had any life-death situations with extreme sports? I'd like to know. Are you okay?